Sunday Morning Live, May 24th, Memorial Day weekend. Story Matters with Jake Barber. A whole bunch of possible worship songs.
On my knees in the light, cover the earth, the heart of worship, desert, Psalm 20, water, better speak to me, satisfy as on you, Psalm 23, not alone, endless, hallelujah, just you alone.
Painting with Rob Boss. Welcome to True Life Church. Watch us on the internet.
Good morning, True Life family and friends. We are so glad that you are here to join us. Won't you follow me and let's head into worship together. While we're on the way in, let me tell you about a couple of things that you're going to want to know about this morning. You're going to want to stay tuned in this whole time because we have some special surprises for you at the end of worship today. We also have a day of worship, so it's going to be a little bit different today, and we are encouraging you to share on Facebook or create a watch party this morning so that your friends and family can join us. Let's make sure also that you know today we're going to be doing communion towards the end of our set. So go ahead and whatever elements you have at home, bread, juice, M&Ms, goldfish, soda, get them ready so that we can take communion together this morning. All right, so glad that you're here. Let's get ahead and get started.
We got a special guest, right? We have a special guest?
Oh.
Icon has special guest.
Am I allowed to say who it is, though?
Icon has cheeseburger? Yeah.
Okay, all right. Our special guest today is none other than Rob Boss. So we're going to be tuning in to see what Rob Boss is working on and revealing what he's working on at the end of service today. By the way, shout out, it is Tracy Moreno's birthday. Woo woo!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Tracy. Also, if you've got prayer requests, praises, go ahead and put those in the comment section because we're going to be praying over those during service today as well. All right, I think we're good. Is that everything? I think that's everything.
Sure.
All right, let's worship together. about this week is Vicky's mom, Barbara. She had back surgery on Tuesday, so we're going to be praying for her.
Like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water on my skin. Dead man walking, slave to sin. I wanna know about being born again. I need you, oh God, I need you. So take me to the riverside, take me under, baptize. I need you, oh God, I need you. Oh, your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water on my skin. Oh, on my skin. I don't want to abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me want to change. I don't want to abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me want to change. I don't want to abuse your grace. God, I need it every day. It's the only thing that ever really makes me want to change. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water. Your forgiveness is like sweet, sweet honey on my lips, like the sound of a symphony to my ears, like holy water on my skin. Yes, like holy water on my skin. Oh, it's like holy water. All the money that the world could hold, mountains made of solid gold, riches that could buy my dreams. You are better than all these things. The prettiest face to turn their eyes, beauty that could hypnotize, the open doors that looks may bring. You are better than all these things. Your love is better than life.
think of me. You are better than all these things. God, you are better than all these things. Oh, you're better. God, you're better. I have tasted and I have seen that you are better than all these things. Your love is better than life. You are the well that won't run dry. I have tasted and I have seen you are better than all these things. You are better than all these things. Oh, I know you are better than all these things. Yes, I know you are better than all these things. Better than I can imagine.
You just better than these things. I know that you just better than all these things.
Oh, yes, I know you are better than all these things. Yes, I know you are better than all these things. God, you're better than I can imagine.
You just better than all these
Oh, you're better than all I see. Yes, I know you are better than all these things.
Right now, we just lift up a prayer for those prayer requests that are coming in, God. God, we know that we have people in our congregation who are going through surgery and difficult times with the lockdown. So right now, we just raise those people up to you, God. We lift them up for Sasha's friend who is having a difficult time with lockdown. For those people that Tiffany has mentioned, like that we've lost, God. God, that you would hold people and keep them safe, that you would be their comforter and their defender through all of this. And God, that through all of it, that you would speak to us and give us the words of life to speak to others. In your precious and holy name, we pray. Amen.
The sound of many waters calms the sea in me. The voice that ends the silence meets me in my need. Like fireworks igniting in my chest. The weight of your glory, the reverence. I'm in awe that you would come to me. In awe that I can hear you speak. Speak to me. Speak to me. I'm listening. Speak to me. Speak to me. I'm listening. The sound that shakes the heavens, the whisper of the wind, breaks my inhibitions, stirs me within. The mystery, closer than my skin. Your still small voice
right, I know you guys are all curious what Rob Boss is up to, so let's go on over and check on him and see what he's going to be painting for us this week.
Good morning, friends. It's your host, Bob Rosser, or as you know me as Rob Boss. I'm painting a little bit of blue on my canvas. I'm not going to tell you exactly why. I want it to be a happy little surprise. Right now, I'm just blending my blues together on either side of the canvas, trying to get a nice smooth tone between the two blues. They're both the same blue, but we want to get a little bit of white in there too. But we don't want to get too much in the center. And you'll see why later. There we go, just like that. I gotta be honest with you, earlier, as I was painting this, I didn't like it too much, but I just kept on going, trucking along through, and I'm starting to like it more and more as I keep going. And that's just the way art goes. You might not like it at first, but it'll get there eventually. There we go. I don't want to add too much in the center, and as stated before, I'll show you why. Just a little bit. There we go. I hope you all are having a beautiful Sunday morning. We'll get a little more down here. There we go. A nice, peaceful time we're having here.
We are here. Here we are. There you are. And we're having a good time this morning. Our Story Matters moment today is coming from a guy who's gradually becoming a good friend of mine. A lot longer to go on that, but the time has been short so far. So this is Jake. Say hi, Jake.
Hello, everyone.
Jake Farber. And so I invited, actually, Rachel got this connection to talk to us today. Are you nervous a little bit, the whole talkie thing? It's different than the drums, right?
Yeah, I just get to hit stuff usually. This is out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah. So if you have been coming to True Life Church for a short time, you've probably been seeing this guy as one of the awesome guys playing drums up there. He's playing drums with us this morning as well. And so, Jake, just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes today. First of all, if you wouldn't mind, in a short version, describe how you got here to us. Without, we're not throwing other people or other places or other churches under the bus, but churches can be painful places for a lot of people. Share a little bit about maybe what happened and what led you to here.
So, as Josh already said, you can gather from that, I was raised in the church for a while. Born and raised in the church, actually. One church till I was in 6th grade, from birth till 6th grade, then another church from 6th grade until just recently. And without going into too much, too many bad details, there was just a falling out, a little bit of a gossipy drama situation that I wasn't even involved in, but somehow it got back to me.
Yeah.
And just the way it was all handled, I don't know, I just didn't agree with the theological reasons behind what they told me they were going to do, how they were going to handle it. Nothing really happened.
Yeah.
That's very vague, I know, I'm sorry. But anyway, so for a while at that point, I had been kind of battling in my own heart and mind, trying to basically rediscover who God is to me. Before I went back to that church and all this drama happened, there was a period in my life where I wasn't going to church, not because I didn't believe in God, just doing my own thing and being kind of dumb. But went back to church and was trying to find, I didn't like the way it was when I was growing up, and I don't like the way it's going now. It feels like we're just going through motions every week here. Like when I was a kid and still had that passion that I didn't feel for a few years, I felt like we were doing something. We weren't just going to church, we were doing church. As a youth group, maybe that's what it was. Who knows? But anyway, so the falling out happened, and I had been wondering if I should stay there for a while. Maybe I should start looking for other churches. And then Ben and Rachel, known them since I was basically born,
They were there, right? Oh, he's so cute.
Ben probably
Yeah.
was. Ben was probably with my brother in the waiting room. But no, they invited me here for a while, and I finally came one week while I was still attending the other church, and just sat in the back, liked what I saw. So I decided if I ever needed to come back, I would. And not long after, I needed to find a new place to go. So I came here, and then it was maybe a month and a half, 2 months. It wasn't that long, and then all this COVID stuff happened. And to tie this into the story, I didn't even know I was going to talk about this until like this morning. But I was kind of thinking about what I wanted to say and realizing things that have been happening in my life over the past few months since the whole church breakdown and finding this new church and then the world breaking down. My big thought was I would drive by my old church and they were always trying to renovate. It was an old building, they're trying to renovate it. And I kept saying, why are we spending all this money trying to renovate this building instead of, let's put this money in our community. Let's get it out there. Let's do church again like we used to. And it didn't work out. Falling out of that church, came here, and lo and behold, COVID-19 happens, and I literally get to say, last night as we were driving past with my family, hey, there goes the studio. And I was like, whoa, that's the studio. That's not the church anymore. We get to be the church now. So honestly, I'm just super excited. That's my story where I'm at now. The drama parts were earlier. If you want to hear that, it's like another 3 weeks that we can go into later.
Sure.
But, so for right now, it's just I'm incredibly excited for everything we're doing here. I'm so grateful I get to be a part of it. Thank you, everyone. I hope that we can continue this and really move forward being church instead of just going to church from now on.
Dude, that's great. I didn't know you were going to say any of that either. We have talked like zero.
Zero.
I usually don't like to know too much about what someone's going to say in Story Matters because that kind of takes away from the story and the dialogue that can happen. You said that we get to be the church. So we're driving by this place, and sneak peek, you're going to get one later about where we're at and what our plans are in the short term for the future. So just stay tuned. That's coming later. And so you'll see some of the stuff that Jake is talking about. But what are some of the things that I think that, where I would ask you that True Life Church is doing that excites you right now, despite everything, like you said, world broke? What are some of the things that True Life Church, its people, and that's you watching a part of this, that we're able to do through this, that are exciting you?
So this kind of ties into me personally, and it might have been me at my other church. I didn't fit in for my own reasons, who knows, but I know I need to work on being part of a community. I like to be a loner. I don't like to talk to people. I like to do my thing with my family, and we're alone. So I've seen so much community outreach through this church. It's like, it's mind-blowing. Like, the world has ended, and people are ding-dong ditching people with just fun stuff. That's never happened. I've never seen that, at least, so those little simple things where you guys, even though you're not supposed to be together, you're showing that you are together.
Yeah. And you've been a part of the church, like you said, since birth, growing up. I've been in ministry for quite enough time myself, so we've seen the crafted times together. Like we can put together services and song sets, and I don't think the church is going
quality.
back to that. Would you agree? Where the church rather should not go back to what was? Yes or no?
I would definitely agree that it should not go back. And I see so many churches that are just going back to the old model, and they're just going back to doing church. They're going to their building just to be in their building and do their own thing again. And it saddens me, but at the same time, I'm trying to look forward, and I'm looking here, and I think we're doing something new and exciting, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I agree. And man, I just want to thank you for sharing a little bit of your story. I know some more than that, and but thank you for giving us the nutshell version of that. I'm thankful for you being here, being a part of our church. I'm thankful for our people, you guys watching, being a part of this community that he's talking about. Don't give up meeting with each other. Don't give up reaching out to each other. Don't give up handling situations in a biblical way, which is something he mentioned earlier. We need to be the church in all facets, how we handle things, what we say, what we don't say, how we treat people, those who look like us and those who don't look like us. Now is probably the most important time we've ever had in our at least generations. I would say there's no more important time than now to be the church that God has called us to be. And for those of us who are a part of True Life Church, things are going to be different. We're going to be innovative. We're going to try to reach new people in new ways. And because there's a whole world out there that is hurting who doesn't want to know or does not know Jesus Christ. And some people who used to be at other churches, and I was like, I'm going to call time out for a while. And we talked a few weeks ago, Jesus has called us to seek and save the lost. So that's what we're going to be about. And we're going to be trying some new things in different ways. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I'm glad to have people like Jake along for the ride. So thank y'all. Thank you, Jake. And we're going to go to something else. Thank you for sharing your story matters.
Trying to find a life on my own apart from you. I am the king of excuses. I've got one for every selfish thing I do.
Tell me what's going on inside of me. I despise my own behavior. This only serves to confirm my suspicions that I'm still a man in need of a savior. I wanna be in the light, 'cause you are in the light. I wanna shine like the stars in the heavens. Oh Lord, be my light and be my salvation. 'Cause all I want is to be the light. All I want is to be the light.
The disease of self runs through my blood. It's a cancer that is fatal to my soul. Every attempt on my behalf has failed to bring this sickness under control.
Tell me what's going on inside of me. I despise my own behavior. This only serves to confirm my suspicions that I'm still a man in need of a savior. I wanna be in the light, 'cause you are in the light. I wanna shine like the stars in the heavens. Oh Lord, be my light and be my salvation. 'Cause all I want is to be the light. All I want is to be in the light. In the light, light. In the light, in the light. In the light, in the light.
Honesty becomes me.
There's nothing left to lose.
The secrets that did run me.
His presence can refuse.
Pride has no position.
As riches have no worth.
The pain that once did cover me.
Oh, has been sentenced to serve. Tell me what's going on inside of me. I despise my own behavior. This only serves to confirm my suspicions that I'm still a man in need of a savior. I wanna be in the light, 'cause you are in the light. I wanna shine like the stars in the heavens. Oh Lord, be my light and be my salvation. 'Cause all I want is to be the light. All I want is to be the light. All I want is to be in the light. In the light, in the light.
Peace I can't explain. Love that won the war is here now. Can you feel it now? Let it cover you.
Let the Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, cover the earth, the earth, the earth, the earth. Let the Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, and crash through the windows, and cover the earth, the earth, the earth, the earth,
The earth, the earth, the earth, the earth. Bricks won't hold it in. Lies won't hold it down. Love will lay it out. We will lay it down. The darkness, the fear of brokenness. Can you feel it now? Let it cover you.
Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, cover the earth, the earth, the earth, the earth. Let the Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, and cover the earth, the earth, the earth, the earth,
The earth, the earth, the earth, the earth.
Fear has no choice but to bow. Chains have no choice but to break. Shame has no choice but to leave in your presence. Fear has no choice but to bow. Chains have no choice but to break. Shame has no choice but to leave in your presence. Fear has no choice but to bow. Chains have no choice but to break. Shame has no choice but to leave in your presence. Fear has no choice but to bow. Chains have no choice but to break. Shame has no choice but to leave in your presence. Let the Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, and crash through the windows, cover the earth, the earth, the earth, the earth. Let the Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, cover the earth, the earth, the earth, the earth. Let the Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, and crash through the windows, cover the earth, the earth, the earth, the earth. Let the Spirit rise up and break through the walls, beat down the doors, crash through the windows, cover the earth, 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 the earth,
The earth, the earth, the earth, the earth.
Lord is my shepherd. He goes before me, defender behind me. I won't fear. I'm filled with anointing. My cup's overflowing. No weapon can harm me. I won't fear. I walk in your peace. Your spirit lives within me. My victory, my victory. Your spirit lives within me. So I will walk in your peace. Your spirit lives within me. My victory, my victory. Your spirit lives within me. So I will walk in your peace. Your spirit lives within me. My victory, my victory. Sing out, church. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I am not alone. He's my comfort, always holds me close. Every voice is raised. Hallelujah. I am not alone. He's my comfort, always holds me close. The Lord is my shepherd, and He goes before me, a defender behind me. And I won't fear. Church, I couldn't hear you singing because of loss of physics, but I can feel your presence in that song. We said this morning when we gathered, before we even did church, that, we said that where two or more are gathered, He is there also. So right now, I just want us to focus our hearts and our attention on what the still small voice of God is maybe saying to you. Let's just thank Him for His presence this morning in our homes, in our communities, in this place and in your place. So God, thank you. Thank you for being present with us. Thank you for being the ever-present Almighty God. Father who loves and forgives. We've sang about your grace. We've sang about your mercy this morning, God. I pray that we would live in it each and every day this week. And all God's people said, amen. All right. So right now, we're going to check in with that Rob Boss guy and see what he's painting. I can see it from here. It's looking pretty good, so let's check it out.
Well, it looks like y'all caught me. I'm making a mountain. Let me just clean off my brush here. The mountain's looking pretty good, I'm thinking we might need a little bit of foreground trees here, maybe background trees covered by foreground trees. That's what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and mix us some nice, let's get a green tone. Let's move that right about there. Let's go ahead and grab some light blue. Go ahead and mix those two colors together. We don't want it to be too dark. We want darker in the foreground and lighter in the background. It gives the illusion of mist. Let's go ahead and grab some more cerulean blue and mix that in. Let's grab a little bit of white in there. Make it a lighter tone. Let's add some black to this too. Make it a little bit washed out. That'll add more definition to the foreground later. There we go. Starting to like the color that's coming up. I think a little bit more white in there. I noticed we had a comment from Lisa. My advice to you is to just get a perm. Just perm it up. adds nice flavor to your life. All right, with that, I think we're gonna go back to some more worship. How about it?
I'm gonna head back to a laughing worship.
Dear God, we can be forgetful. We can become lost in our own urgencies and demands. But this is Memorial Day. Please help us remember. Help us remember the sacrifice that so many have given. Help us remember the flag that flies over and through us. Help us remember the names and the faces of the fallen. This is Memorial Day. Help us remember. As you invite us to thrive in this land of freedom, may we remember the lives of those who paid the price. As you hold the hearts of those left behind, may they remember you as healer and provider. As you prepare us for a world without war or conflict, may we remember to pursue peace today and every day. This is Memorial Day. Help us remember. Help us remember that you carry us through the darkness. Help us remember that you are good and just even when we can't see you. Help us remember the life you gave, not just for one nation, but for all nations, for all time. This is Memorial Day. Help us remember. This is Memorial Day, and we will remember.
Good morning, kids. Thanks for watching. Our Kids Spotlight today features a special message just for you from Miss Shannon. Most importantly, we want you to know that Jesus loves you. Here we go.
Hey, True Life kids, it's Miss Shannon. I came to you today to talk to you about this word, rely. What do you think that means? Well, when I looked it up, it says to trust or depend on something to help me out, okay? But when I looked at it further, I looked up rely is a lot like the word depend, which is in the other definition, right? It says if you rely on something for help, you're also depending on it. But rely is even more powerful because when you rely on something, you have total faith and trust that it will come through with. You have no doubt in your mind that it will happen, okay? So what are some of the things in our life that we think that we rely on? Let's give examples. Maybe the sun. We rely on the sun to grow our vegetables and to give us the beautiful weather that we have here in sunny Florida, right? Back in the days before they had all kinds of crazy gadgetry on boats, the sailors used to rely on the stars to get them where they were going. They would take their hand like this at a 90-degree angle. They'd look up at the stars, the North Star, the moon, and the constellations to get them where they were going. And they truly did rely on the stars because that was how they remembered the world. There was not anything that they could plug into their phone or their car and say, hey, I want to go to Jericho. So that's pretty cool. That's called celestial navigation. We rely on our family to give us food and water and a place to sleep and love and a house to live in, right? We rely on those things. Sometimes we're getting a Lunchable because it's just too busy, and maybe we wanted this over here. So we're depending maybe a little bit more. We're relying that we're going to get the food, but we have to remember it's not always going to come through exactly how we thought, right? Something else we rely on is transportation. Cars, bikes, boats, trains, airplanes, right? Those are things that, again, we should say that maybe we depend on those versus that we rely on those because they don't always work, right? How many times have you gone out and you have a flat tire on your car? Or your car needs gas, or it breaks down, it's getting fixed, right? Or maybe you're going to go get on an airplane to go somewhere, and the airplane doesn't take off on time. So we depend on those things to get us somewhere, but they're not under the rely category where we can count on them for everything and know that it's going to come through in the way that it should, right? Another thing that we rely on, but again, we should probably say depend, is our own heart. And why would I say, that's my heart, Miss Shannon? Of course I rely on that, but we shouldn't. You know why? Because our hearts are selfish. Our hearts do things that we want to do, or that we think would be fun, or that we think would be the easier way to go. So we need to pray about things and not rely on our own heart. No. We can depend on our heart to give us a guide, but we need to rely through prayer on what the actual answer is that we need to do. So, it's lots of info. So what should we do? What can we rely on? What we can rely on, I want you to remember with the word frog. Am I saying that I want you to rely on frogs? No, that's not what I'm saying. Am I saying that you should take a leap of faith? No, that's not what I'm saying either. Because instead of taking a leap of faith, what I want you to do is fully rely on, what do you think the last one's going to be? God. That's right. F-R-O-G, just like the word frog. Fully rely on God. Because God's really the only thing that we can rely on to do exactly what we need to do in our life. Even if we don't know that we need to do it, God sends us messages through our prayers. He's the one that's in our heart that tells us what we should be doing. He speaks to us in our everyday life. So we should fully rely on God, right? In Psalm 59, verse 9 and 10, it says, "You are my strength. I watch for you. You, God, are my fortress on whom I can rely." It says it right here in the Bible. That's all we need to follow is the Bible and God's word, right? So let me just say something. Everybody, I think, got one of these this week. It says, "Do not open until 5:24. Let's open it, see what's inside. I've saved one for myself. Inside is a little frog. It says F-R-O-G, fully rely on God. And on the back, there's a magnet so you can stick to your fridge or some other magnetic place. So when you see a frog or you hear a frog or you see a frog little thing like this, it will remind you to F-R-O-G, frog, fully rely on God. Let's say a little prayer. Dear God, thank you for being the one that we can always rely on, that we put all of our trust and faith in, and that you will send us on the right path, Lord. It's just so comforting to know that that's the person you are for us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Everybody, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.
Good morning. We are so glad that you're here with us. If you're just tuning in now, thank you for joining our True Life morning of worship. We're going to continue, and as we do, we've got a new song. It's called Eyes on You. We had it last week, and we're going to continue again this week.
All I want is you. All I see is you. All I have I bring to you. 'Cause all I want is you. Nothing compares, nothing comes close to you. No one can know the depths of my soul like you. Nothing compares, nothing comes close to you. No one can know the depths of my soul like you. All I want is you. All I see is you. All I have I bring to you. 'Cause all I want is you. Nothing compares, nothing comes close to you. No one can know the depths of my soul like you. Nothing compares, nothing comes close to you. No one can know the depths of my soul like you. Eyes on you, you have all my attention. Eyes on you, you hold all my affection. Always you, forever I will keep my eyes on you. Eyes on you, you have all my attention. Eyes on you, you hold all my affection. Always you, forever I will keep my eyes on you. Nothing compares, nothing comes close to you. No one can know the depths of my soul like you. Nothing compares, nothing comes close to you. No one can know the depths of my soul like you. Come lay down your burdens, and I'll become your peace. Hold on to my promise. Let fear and striving cease. Seek and you will find. pass me a secret message that he's hidden from all of us this morning. But it is also Mike Avento's birthday today.
Yay! So happy to, who was it? It was Tracy.
He's been here with us for hours this morning and
I
didn't
know.
care to mention it at all.
Yes, Tracy and Mike. So happy
Yes,
birthday
happy
to
birthday, both of you.
our birthday babies. I don't know. All right, moving on to. This is one of my favorite times, is that we get to do praise and prayer, and we have a lot this morning to be thankful for.
Oh, yeah.
And to pray over. So let's look at some of the praise and prayer requests that you've put in this morning. All right. All right, let's start with praise. We are really thankful that Jake shared his story with us this morning.
Oh, yeah, he was really nervous about that.
He was, but he did a great job, and we're super thankful for him and for him being a part of our church family. We also have Stephanie. Did you want to talk about Stephanie's prayer request? What? What happened?
No, nothing.
Okay, she's laughing at me.
You just called me Stephanie.
No. I'm looking
Okay,
at here. I've written them
Steph's
down.
Prayer request.
Yes.
So Stephanie's mom, her name is Linda.
Yes.
She had some pins and screws placed in her feet, and so she's in a lot of pain from that. And I definitely know how that goes. My mom has pins in her feet, and they still hurt her to this day. So definitely praying for that.
Yes. And also, Stephanie put in a praise. This is awesome. God is changing her heart to slow down and calling her and Ralph and their family to work in the community in new ways. So that's awesome.
Super awesome. And he's also helping Sasha in that family as well, teaching her how to help people in different ways. So that's awesome. I know Sasha loves helping people.
Yes. Awesome. Tracy and Anita have shared that they're finding new ways to share with others during this COVID-19 time, and that CJ is back to work.
Yay!
So that's great. And then also that her husband Chris is doing better. So praise God.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's see. We also have Sarah Wolf is going to be traveling back to Tallahassee today, so safe travels for her.
Sarah.
Yeah, it's a far drive to do all by yourself, so get some good podcasts. Keep yourself entertained.
Yes. Also, Tracy and Anita, next one, Sasha, put in a prayer request and praise also for the medical staff that's either working overtime or just helping to keep people healthy and safe during this time. So absolutely for our medical staff.
Let me see. Vicky's mom, Barbara, had some back surgery, so she's recovering from that. And then Lynn is still recovering from her surgery on her hip, but she's made some progress, so that's awesome. Glad that your healing is coming, and hopefully you just continue heading down that road of healing.
Yeah, it looks like she's moved from walker to a cane, so that's
Yay!
great. Wonderful to hear.
And I know Eileen brought her some flowers this week. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny. I was about to say Eileen because Eileen has been talking about hugs this whole time. So I am going to pray for Eileen and all the huggers in our church who are going through hugging withdrawals right now. Because I feel like that's a real thing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I feel it too. But Eileen's definitely our biggest hugger. So
True. Also want to lift up a prayer request that Tiffany put, that those who we've lost, especially during this Memorial Day weekend, just thinking about all the men and women who have helped keep our country safe and free.
Which, if you didn't watch Josh's devotional yesterday, definitely go watch it. Go share it with all your friends. He went to a veterans grave site memorial, and it was pretty powerful. Definitely go watch it if you didn't get the opportunity to.
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then also, let's be praying for Tiffany's mom. I know that she's having a difficult time, so we want to lift up her mom as well. And then also, those who, like Jake shared earlier during his Story Matters time, there are people who like living outside of communities. So just prayers for those people that we would continue to draw them in, because God does want us to be living in community and encouraging and lifting one another's up. So let's not keep anyone on the outside or the fringe, especially during this time, but continue to invite others into community. Also, So Josh shared this with me. We have someone who has some items that if you or someone you know is in need of any of the items that I am going to list, please reach out to our True Life Facebook page and let us know so that we can help with these items. So here are a few of them. She has a twin bed, lamps, bed pillows, glasses, and some other kitchen and houseware items, pots and pans, and even more than that. So please reach out to us. This is a great way for us to be actively serving those in our community. Also want to give a shout out to the person, or the family I should say, who provided us with Starbucks coffee this morning. It's the little things. Thank you so much.
We all very much appreciated it,
Yes.
even the non-coffee drinkers.
Grace. Thank you.
And then I just want to give one more thing. So sharing is super important, and not just sharing this video, which that is important, but we've been posting daily devotional videos every single day, and if you're not sharing those, you're missing out because they're awesome, and you don't know who you could reach by just simply clicking that share button. There could be someone who on your Facebook page who really needs to hear that message, and you'd be helping them a lot by just one simple click. And in the same way, if you feel like God is leading you to do a devotional, please either message our church page or message me, and I would love to fit you into our schedule.
Or even a story matters, because
yeah,
we have stories of what God is doing here in our church family. So we've got an opportunity for you to share. All right. I know that I had one more thing, and then we're going to pray. Did you have anything else? No. Okay. All right. So Anita also shared that her sister Rosa is having some issues with insurance approving a needed heart procedure, and I think with a pacemaker as well. So let's be in prayer for Rosa. All right. Let's pray. All right, Heavenly Father, thank you so much that we are still able to gather together even though it's virtually. God, I lift up all of these praise and prayer requests to you, and we just say that you are in control. God, help us to be the light to others as we come in contact with them all week, and that we would just look for opportunities to love on other people because you first loved us, and you love us so, so much. So, God, we lift these up to you, and we give you all the glory and all the honor and the praise. In your name we pray. All right, we are going to head back to worship in a moment, and we have a song for you that we have prepared to go along with our communion time. So I encourage you to get your elements ready at home and take communion with us this morning. On the night that Jesus was betrayed, he and his disciples gathered in the upper room, and they took bread and broke it, and they drank wine, and those were representative of what God was going to do for us when Jesus died on the cross. So let's remember the sacrifice that he made for us on that day.
In the morning when I rise to meet you, in the morning when I lift my eyes, you're the gentle light that falls around me. You're the first thought on my mind. Let our voices rise, all creation cries, singing out an endless hallelujah from this moment on. Join with heaven's song, singing out an endless hallelujah. countless miracles of life around us point like arrows to your name. So let our voices rise, all creation cries, singing out an endless hallelujah from this moment on. Join with heaven's song, singing out an endless hallelujah. Only a moment to live this life, like shooting stars burning up the night, till heaven's open and we arrive in your presence, Lord, in your presence. Let our voices rise, all creation cries, singing out an endless hallelujah from this moment on. Join with heaven's song, singing out an endless hallelujah. In the evening when I lay my head down, in the evening when I close my eyes, you're still the only one I want to cling to. You're the last thought on my mind.
morning. It's been pretty awesome spending time together. Before we go, we got one more thing we need to do. That is check back in with Mr. Rob Boss himself. Everybody, Rob Boss.
Hi there. Looks like we're almost done. I went ahead and added some grassy terrain. I think I'm going to add a little bit of flowers here and there. I'm going to add some tree trunks here and here so the trees have something to sit on. I think it's looking quite beautiful, quite beautiful. It's very peaceful, very serene. We got a nice little tiny river going this direction. I think it's gorgeous. I hope you've enjoyed today's Sunday morning. Let me get up in here. I'm going to go ahead and add those flowers now. Dab that a little bit. First, I want to go ahead and add those tree trunks I mentioned earlier. Let's go ahead and very subtly just add a tiny little bit of brown. Not too much. There we go. If you look closely, you can see the brown running through the tree on the top there. And just keep in mind, anyone can paint. Just a matter of commitment to the project. There we go. Beautiful, happy little trees, yes. Let's go ahead and add some happy little flowers to go along with that. I want to see how yellow looks on this green we have. I went ahead and tried to add green to the black over here on the trees, but as you can see, it didn't work out so well, but that's okay. Those trees will be nice and black. I might go ahead and add the green later. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and add some, let's go with red. I don't have any red in the picture, so let's go ahead and add a little bit of red. What kind of flowers do I want, though? We'll just go ahead and start painting and see what happens. Let's do this. Okay, more or less a tulip sort of thing going on here. There we go.
Having Rob Boss here with us today. It's been fun having you join us virtually. And I just want to take a few moments to close out today and show you a little bit about where we're at, why we're doing some of the things we're doing, and what our hope and plan for is on the time frame to move things forward. So if you're familiar with our facility, great. If you're not, even better. You're like, okay, cool. So we've taken our whole worship space and turn it into lots of different little areas where we can have the prayer time and Rob Boss painting, Story Matters, and we've done some different things here on our stage, rearranged it some because we had a couch. We realized you're on your couch, probably in your living room, and so we want to duplicate that here. We're also aware that in most places, being closer than 6 feet is frowned upon. And so we're trying to do some things with our cameras to make you feel a little closer to the people who hopefully you know or you're getting to know and maybe you miss. So I want to walk around, give you a little thing of where we're at as we prepare to have people, you, join us. And so here on this side of the wall, we're going to come this way and take a look. Here's our laptop-a-thon over there, and there they are. That's where this is. We have this kind of section down and in multiple different areas. And there's Rob Boss. He's still painting. We're not going to cut him off. We're just going to let him keep going. Story Matters moment, some other things. And on this side, this is where I want to really involve you guys, because on this side, you'll see these things that have just appeared again this week. These things are called chairs, and you sit on them like so. Actually, a bit more like this. Yeah, is that right? And so this is how you sit in said chair. And apparently, people used to gather in groups and sit in chairs fairly close together on movie theaters and airplanes and a whole bunch of stuff. So we have some chairs set up here because over the next week or 2 weeks, we're going to be able to let you know what our time frame is to be able to have you join us live and in person. And the way this is going to work is through our Facebook page. We're going to have 30, we're going to start with 30, see how it goes, 30 what we'll call seats available to be in person. We're going to be mindful of all the recommendations coming down to us from the health officials at every level of government and CDC and all that kind of stuff. And since day one, our elders and I have been on the same page about having that gatherings of 50 people or less. And so we're preparing for that. And so with all the people here in our band that take us to do the live stream, as well as you joining us, we're going to figure out how it works. Things aren't going to be perfect. We're continuing to try to improve things every single week, so thanks for being with us. Thanks for watching. And until the day we get to see you in person again, we're praying for you, we love you, and we're glad that you're part of True Life Church. I hope you have